through the galaxy, kicking ass, taking names. My name is Darth David, and with me as always, the Jedi with the mostest. We call him Jedi Jared.
Hello, David. How are you today?
Jared, I'm doing so fantastic. Yaddle Chattle now continues to be on so much fire.
I've heard
That we are now getting shout-outs on the old Sirius XM satellite radio.
Really?
Yes. We must say a big thank you to the Bennington Show and to Ron Bennington. Chris Pepper Stanley, they got into a Yaddle Chattle discussion.
Oh, yeah?
And one of the things that was brought up is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but on my social media...
Okay.
When I do a little Yaddle Chattle, hey everyone, a new episode of Yaddle Chattle is up. When I do that, by the way, all my social media at Eastside Dave, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm currently working on getting the Eastside Dave handle on TikTok. There's a lot of red tape. There was already an Eastside Dave who poached it, but he's been banned because Darth David gets what he wants. Darth David gets what he wants because Darth David wins again. Darth David wins again. Darth David wins again. Darth David wins again. So that is happening. But Ron Bennington and Chris Pepper Stanley, they gave us a huge shout out on the Bennington Show on Sirius XM satellite radio. But the other thing that Ron said was genius is when I say, hey everyone, a new Yaddle Chattle episode is up. But I always go like this. Instead of ladies and gentlemen, like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, or greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I say, hi, Leias and Jedimen. Darth David wins again! Darth David wins again! Darth David! I mean, no one is Star Wars has been around for 40 years, and no one has said, hi, Leias and Jedimen, like ladies and gentlemen. So not only was Ron Bennington so impressed, he said you must be trademarking this and making t-shirts. In fact, when Yaddle Chattle episode 10, this episode goes out, I will, on all my social media posts, be saying, hello, Leias and Jedimen, new episode. In fact, from now on, that's our people.
Okay, fine.
Yaddle Chattle fans are now Leias and Jedimen. I know we played around with Yadmen.
I still like
those. Listen, you can still call yourself a Yadmen if you're about 58 years old, use hair gel, wear a suit, and start drinking scotch on the rocks at 3:30 in the afternoon. You could be a Yadman.
I just started reading the pilot for the episode of the original When Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. It's incredible.
I never watched Mad Men.
Really?
And I won't be starting now.
Really?
Too many things. Too much Star Wars. Yes, you heard me right.
It's such a great show.
It's such a fuck you. How about that? How about, see, Darth David is a Sith. I'm allowed to say things like that. It's rude.
It is rude.
The way I talk sometimes. Belligerent. Would you agree with this statement?
Yes.
Fuck off! I hate belligerent! Bring you into my house. I give you a Coke Zero.
I brought the Coke Zero.
Shit.
Thank you.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice that. I was hoping somehow during the excitement of Yaddle Chattle, you would forget that you were the one who brought the Coke Zero into my house. And I thought you were going to be all excited, like, oh, he gave me a beverage. I always offer you stuff. I stopped offering you stuff because you always say no.
I just poach the candy anyway.
Yeah, you're a candy poacher. So I got to say thank you to Ronnie B. and to Chris Pepper Stanley for bringing up Yaddle Chattle on the Bennington Show. And, of course, thank you for acknowledging my genius, my wit, my brilliance with the Leias and Jedimen. For any times we say, hi, Leias and Jedimen. Greetings, Leias and Jedimen.
Thank you, Bennington.
That's fantastic. And yeah, that was a phrase that I'm rather proud of, I must say.
Did you know?
No,
that
I didn't. And because I'm a Sith, I can read your mind. So let's just move on.
My cat
okay, fine.
is named Benny, and his full name is Bennington.
Your cat's full name is Bennington?
Yes.
And was this named after Ron Bennington?
It was named after Ron Bennington.
So great. So now he's going to feel real awkward.
Why?
Now we can't send him this clip.
Sure we can.
Because we're not going to send to Ron Bennington the fact that you named your fucking cat after him.
I think he would really appreciate that.
No, he wouldn't. I know him much better than you.
I know
He'd be scared of you now.
Okay, fine.
Now listen, speaking of the Ron and Fez Opie and Anthony universe, guess Guess who talked to Jim Norton on his radio show in New Jersey today on WRAT 95.9 FM? What big star?
Let me use my Jedi power.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Eastside Dave McDonald.
Darth David did. On the morning rat race. 95.9 FM, baby. WRAT.com. People are saying, oh, where's the clip? I go, what do you think? This is satellite radio? This is radio, baby. This is radio. The clip might be up on WRAT.com next week. It might not be. What can I tell you? You know, it's radio.
Sure.
But it was great talking to Jim.
We have some news in regards to the Yaddle Chattle operation.
Please.
We now
This is exciting.
An email address.
I love this.
It is yaddlechattelepod@gmail.com. And you can send us your theories.
Now, let's spell that out because Yaddle,
YaddleChattelepod@gmail.com.
No, why the pod? As if Yaddle Chattle wasn't good enough? You decided to throw a pod?
Yeah, like short for podcast.
Yeah, I know, but there's only one Yaddle Chattle. I don't think the phrase Yaddle Chattle is being used by other emails. Do you?
What? Well,
I'm just saying, it's 3 less letters. Yaddle Chattle @gmail.com is nice and quick.
All right,
Yaddle Chattle pod.
This was my rationale.
Done in haste?
No.
Okay.
It was done while watching the recent episode of Obi-Wan a second time, but that's neither here nor there.
Which we will discuss, of course.
I did it because I wanted to have one, in case we ever decide to expand our operation.
Yes.
One thing will be just for the podcast. So there might be a separate email address for like the social media.
Oh my God, that's just
that
crazy.
way I could.
You always have, so you complicate things.
Yeah.
One goddamn email. Yeah.
That's what Jedis do.
All right. How about this? Think about getting yaddlechattle@gmail.com. Because now some fucking asshole is going to go take it from us.
Well, why'd you have to bring it up?
No. So for now, if you want to email us, it's yaddlechattelepod@gmail.com. But I hope Jared gets Yaddle Chattle at Gmail.
Thanks.
Now, Jody has a message, yes?
Go ahead. Can send all your messages
Send
now.
your messages. Send any of your Star Wars theories, your talking points, your Obi-Wan Kenobi theories, your sequel theories, your stuff about the Mandalorian, whatever the hell it is you want to talk about, yaddlechattelepod@gmail.com.
And if you guys are good at photoshopping, any kind of Star Wars related fan art, please send it our way so we can display it every time there's a new episode.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. We'll post a bunch of stuff. Now, Jody was listening to the last episode of Yaddle Chattle.
Okay.
And I believe we were talking a little bit about Vader's castle. And Jody pointed out, he said in the comic books, in the Vader comic book series, he says the Emperor let Darth Vader choose where he wanted to live, what planet he wanted to put his castle on. And in the comic books, Vader actually chose Mustafar. That surprised me. Now, I gotta admit, I have yet to get into the Vader comic book series. I've seen, obviously, every live-action Star Wars, and I've seen all of the Clone Wars. I probably watched the Clone Wars complete series at least twice, maybe even 3 times. Seen Rebels. Very much on my Star Wars game. For me, I don't always go into the books or the comic books. Back in the early 90s, I did read the Timothy Zahn trilogy, the Heir to the Empire trilogy. I thought it was brilliant. But that was a different time because we weren't getting any movies. You know, It was like 1993, and I was desperate for new Star Wars content. But now that we have new movies and TV, I don't, honestly, listen, I'll read Hunter S. Thompson. I'll read F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'll read Ernest Hemingway. Star Wars is about watching it. The goddamn Millennium Falcon, the lightsabers, the fucking things blowing up, the Sarlacc pit, for shit's sake. I mean, Star Wars is visual. To me, it's never worked in a literary form. I guess comic book would work a little better because it's, after all, it's art. But I can't get into it. What say you? Do you like this thing about Vader choosing the castle?
Yes, I do, and here's why.
Because I am surprised at that. I thought that was more of a punishment that the Emperor was kind of forcing him to live there to remind him that, hey, bitch, I'm the one who saved your life. Remember, you almost got your arms and legs chopped off on this planet by Obi-Wan Kenobi? So just remember, I'm always your master, baby.
Well, I think there's an element of that, but I think also it's the last place he saw Padme.
Excellent point. How about this? It's the last place he saw Obi-Wan, too.
Well, hatred is considered a good thing, part of the dark side. So to be continuously, like, reminded of the place he last saw, like, his wife, and the last place, like...
He saw his opponent.
He saw
his rival.
His best friend.
His best friend turned rival.
Like, is a continuous reminder and probably feeds the hate, which is what he needs in order to grow stronger and dig deeper into the dark side.
Damn. That's pretty deep. So let's get into it then. Let's get into Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4. So good job by Jody Santos. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody.
And for anyone else who wants to get their messages read on the air, time allotting, of course, Yaddle Chattle Pod at gmail.com for your questions, your theories, your artwork, whatever it is. Yaddle Chattle Pod at gmail.com. But Jared, Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 4.
So
debuted on Wednesday.
I watched it twice, and
I need to get a water, but you go ahead.
I'll get you the water.
No, I'll get the water.
Okay. So,
excuse me.
I was a little.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
I feel like it was a.
Excuse me. Okay, now I'm just trying to distract you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, that last coughing was fake. Go ahead.
Okay. So
I'm back.
I feel like this was a transition.
I mean, listen, as far as like stretching and filling in time goes, that wasn't so great.
I mean, it's not your finest.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
That was your moment to shine. But I was easily distracting you with a couple of quick coughs and things like that.
Yeah, well, they weren't going to be able to hear me anyway.
Go ahead.
I thought it was...
Part 4, go ahead.
You done?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
I'm drinking water. Part 4, let's go.
I can't deal with anyone named Wade in a television show anymore.
Wait, I almost did a proper Steve Martin spit take. Wait, fucking Wade is... Are you talking about the speeder pilot who died at the end?
Because anytime...
No, just stop it.
Anytime,
we go in order. Let me get the book out.
Fine, but...
We don't go haphazard on goddamn Yaddle Chattle with Kenobi.
I thought that this was a transitionary episode into Act 3.
There are some people who thought, this... I don't think people are down on the episode, but just after how utterly epic Part 3 was, that they were just like, okay,
Well, it was like...
they weren't super hyped up on this one.
Act 1, Act 2, and now we're heading into Act 3, which I feel like the next 2 episodes are just going to be jam-packed.
I hope so, Jared. All right, so let's get this started. Right away, back to tank.
Yes.
Too many back to tanks in Star Wars. We're now seeing Boba Fett back to tank, Vader back to tank. Obviously, Luke was the first back to tank in Empire, but just in Disney Plus alone, we got Boba Fett back to tank, Vader back to tank, now Obi-Wan Kenobi back to tank. That's a lot of back to tank, baby.
I think they're trying to imply this is how people get magically healed.
Well, I don't think they're implying it. I think that's what they're saying, but I'm also thinking...
It's a little overused?
A little overused, no? Everyone's got a back to tank?
Well, they have to also explain why, at least in Obi-Wan, why he's not all fucked up in the shoulder.
It was 10 years, and it's not like we saw Alec Guinness with his shirt off. He wasn't, he's not GTL. He's not hanging out with Snooki and Sitch with the goddamn shirt off and the tanning. How would we even know? We wouldn't have known. He could have still had a gruesome burn throughout episode 4. We never saw him with it sleeveless.
I guess, but for whatever reason, they're using the back to tank.
Fine. I guess it's nothing that's going to drive me nuts.
I agree that they are using it a lot more often than they did previously.
I mean, it's just a lot of back to tank. That's just simply my only point. It's just that we saw Boba Fett in a lot of back to tank in the Book of Boba Fett. All the flashbacks, he was usually in the back to tank. And Vader's back to tank scene was incredible. I loved it. But at the same time, now we got Obi-Wan. Although it was cool that they paralleled Obi-Wan and Vader in the back to tank together. So, okay.
Was that like something similar to what happened in the sequel trilogies where they like kind of proto force communicating that way?
No.
Or is that just more of like a operational like filmmaking type of thing?
Yeah. They weren't connecting. You're talking about Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
You're saying, do you think they were communicating in part 4 in the back to tanks? No, I think that was just Obi-Wan Kenobi healing his wounds, and then Vader's just a psychopath in that damn back to tank. And maybe Vader was thinking about the encounter that he just had. So Leia, when we get into the episode after back to tank, is being interrogated by the Inquisitor.
Yes.
The Inquisitor, though, tells Leia she's dead. She tells Leia that Obi-Wan is dead. So I was having a little issue with, so then what is she questioning her about? Now, she eventually got around to, saying something about the way, those secret passages, those safe houses that hide Jedi, and then they create a secret passage and make sure that the Jedi is safe. The path.
Yeah.
Why would the Inquisitor think that Leia knows anything about that? She just got into that safe house 2 seconds ago. She's going to know about Obi-Wan, but she's not going to know about all of this underground railroad system that they have in place for Jedi. Well, I thought the Inquisitor, this was an odd strategy.
Well, given the way the episode ends, I don't know if necessarily she's playing 4D chess because she had to have known that Obi-Wan did get away. And she thought by telling her that Obi-Wan was dead that there's no one coming to rescue you, so you might as well give us what we want.
But that's the thing. What did she want? See, I initially thought that she took Leia just to get to Obi-Wan. Wasn't the whole point of Reva and Leia? Leia was simply a little piece of bait to get to Obi-Wan?
Yeah,
now that Obi-Wan's gone,
MacGuffin.
Yeah, that's a little cloudy. I'm sorry, I'm not 100% in on that.
I think if you recall in episode 3, Reva sees the symbol. And I think she's
she does. She sees the Jedi symbol on that safe house.
And she's probably seen that symbol somewhere else, and she's putting 2 and 2 together. We're gonna find out in episode 5 and 6.
All right, listen, I'm loving this series.
No, it's a great
I'm
series.
just pointing out that part 4 had just a couple little head scratchers for me that I was like, I'm not 100%, but again, I am loving it. What did you think about? I thought it was cool that water moon. I wasn't aware that proximity wise, it's right by Mustafar. So Obi-Wan is gonna. We're seeing a rematch on Mustafar. I'd be shocked if the rematch doesn't take place on Mustafar. Shocked. Now that we know that the water planet is right next door. The water planet that the Imperial base is on is actually a moon. It's a water moon of Mustafar.
Interesting.
Yeah. So don't you think? We gotta be getting Vader, Obi-Wan, definitely in part 6 for a Mega Mustafar matchup. Ooh, they should call it that. Mega Mustafar matchup. That's like a WWE thing right there, baby. Hell in a Cell!
Yeah. It's possible that they're setting up for that. I thought that the big finale match would be with Reva and Obi-Wan.
I think Reva's going to be a part of it, but dude, that's not... Come on. What's a bigger main event? Darth Vader or Reva? Who's a bigger star? Just look at it like wrestling.
No, I understand that.
Vader. But that's your main event, pal.
But technically, it's supposed to... Everything will eventually relate to episode 4.
Reva, I think, might be killed before we get to the main event. I think either Vader or Obi-Wan might take Reva out.
Well, remember, you still have the other...
Or that green guy. The Green Inquisitor.
The other well, there's
the two other Inquisitors.
Are there other Inquisitors?
In Star Wars Rebels, there were a ton of Inquisitors. Season 1 started out with the Grand Inquisitor. And then I believe, season 3, they introduced the 2 more Inquisitors, which was... I don't know if it's the exact characters, but it definitely was a green guy like that guy.
Okay.
And then a girl who was voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar. By the
really?
way. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Favorite actress of yours?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea.
Yes.
I didn't know that Sarah Michelle Gellar had such a big fan club.
I love how you're like putting the Jewish emphasis on Gellar.
No, isn't that how you pronounce it?
I always pronounced it Geller.
Well, I think
I know she said on interviews it's Galar, but I thought she was just being silly and being
no. When she first came out, she was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
And then she told everyone, "My name is Sarah Michelle Gellar, you fucking assholes." And hey, you're the Jewish person, but I'm the one giving her respect. So maybe I'm not so Sithy after all, you piece of Sith.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm just saying, for Jedi Jared, you've gone a little bit to the dark side with Sarah Michelle Gellar, intentionally mispronouncing the poor girl's name.
Okay. Sue
Okay.
Me. Sorry.
Fine.
Sue me.
Now, Tarla.
Yes. Great character.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
She's in Game of Thrones.
She was a sister of all sister. So you have a twin sister? No, she was a sister of all people. Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian. How funny is that? Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, and that girl or woman, really, Tarla, were brother and sister. These like ruthless, evil, sexed up type of people.
The Martells?
There was some kind of
they were the Martells.
Exotic type of place, and they were kind of assassins and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great characters, by the way. I like her. Now,
I think she's
You ready for a little Star Wars theory?
Go ahead.
Okay. I love this.
Okay.
Everyone loves me. Darth David. And if you don't, you're going to get your fucking heads chopped off. Because it's things like this that make Yaddle Chattle worth it. Because I got a Star Wars theory that's going to blow your fucking mind, and we're not even leaving the episode. We're still going to finish the episode review, but we're going to take a little pit stop for my theory now.
All right, lay it on me.
Tarla and Obi-Wan Kenobi have, and I'm sorry, children, if you're listening, but they have sexual intercourse. They have a child. That child would be in his late 30s or so. And that child's name is fucking Poe Dameron. In your face, you heard what I goddamn said. Poe is Obi-Wan Kenobi's son. He's Tarla's son. Poe Dameron is the offspring of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Tarla. Controversial theory, but the age matches up. He's a little bit, he's not, Poe is, he's in his mid-30s or so. Age would match up. I can see you doing the math in your fucking head, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Age matches up. Early mid-30s. Obi-Wan and Tarla could have had him next year, 2 years from now. It matches. What do you think about my theory?
There's a lot there, though. Because...
Think about this. Episode 7.
Yeah.
Poe's in with the guy. And, the general's going to get this. And she's going to be, General, she's always royalty to me. And he goes, she is that. There is something about Poe and his connection with Leia that I feel very strongly. I almost don't think that Poe had a little bit of a connection with Finn. But really, one could argue Poe's strongest connection may have actually been Leia. Well, she was his mentor in episode 8, for sure.
Well, she's supposed to be he's supposed to be the one that replaces her.
Well, here's my issue. Here's my point. That's kind of passed down DNA-wise. Obi-Wan Kenobi, his love for Leia, his acknowledgement of how impressive Leia was, how intelligent Leia was, how strategic she was. I believe that Obi-Wan Kenobi probably says, listen, Poe, this is a good lady to look up to. I had an adventure with her when she was a kid, That's how I met your mom. We fucked underwater in an Imperial base.
In a bacta
tank. So, Poe Dameron, Obi-Wan Kenobi's son. Shocking.
I don't know. And here's why. If that was the case, don't you think someone would have came forward and he would have trained with Luke as opposed to becoming a pilot? And
did I say he had the Force?
Well, you'd had to have.
Unfortunately, Tarla is a little bit... No, she has no Force. Listen.
Neither's Han Solo.
But
it's clearly a genetic thing. So
it's a genetic thing, but if both parents don't have it, it's not a guarantee.
I'm pretty sure it's a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Now, I'll give you another theory. That's not as half-baked, because obviously you hated that one. Just admit it. I'm a Sith. I can take my feelings getting hurt every once in a while being a Sith. Okay, so just say it.
Remember when Episode 7 first came out? And
yes.
We were trying to figure out who Rey was.
Yes.
This would have been kind of like the best place to put that.
Okay, so you're thinking this is just some nonsense, some bullshit. So just say it. Just say it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Just say it. Say it if you don't like it.
I don't like the theory.
Fuck you!
I just don't like it.
I hate you!
I'm trying to work it out in my head. I just don't see it.
I hate you!
I know.
Now, this is a better theory.
Okay.
This one is not mine.
Okay.
All the Yaddle Chattle fans, I'm very honest with them. The Poe is the son of Ben. That was mine. Fortunately, it seems like it sucked. At least that's what Jedi Jared just said. This one's not mine, but I love it.
Okay, what is it?
I was not aware that in the comic books, Lars, Uncle Owen,
yeah,
was actually Obi-Wan Kenobi's younger brother. And here's the thing. Obi-Wan just brought it up. Well, it was part 3, but we didn't talk about it. Obi-Wan brought up that, when he was a kid, he remembered seeing a baby. But obviously, it was just a baby, and then he was taken from his house to become a Jedi. So on this show, Obi-Wan Kenobi, now, it's official, they've canonized Obi-Wan Kenobi having a younger brother. That's officially canon because he said it on part 3 when he was in, that little truck with Leia. Question for you, Jared. Now you're on the button.
Oh, jeez.
Uncle Owen. Could he be, is he, Obi-Wan Kenobi's younger brother? You're on the button. Let's go.
Is Obi-Wan from Tatooine?
I don't know where Obi-Wan's from.
I didn't think Obi-Wan was from Tatooine, and I know that the Lars family is, residents of Tatooine.
It feels like they definitely are.
I can't fathom an entire galaxy of planets, people actively picking to, A, live in the Outer Rim, and B, live on the sand planet of Tatooine.
Here's the
Unless
thing.
They're hiding out.
No, hold on. The Obi-Wan said he was taken away from his family when he was a child. And he has... the way he was talking, it didn't sound like Obi-Wan was taken away when he was Leia's age. This little Leia at 10. It sounded like Obi-Wan was taken away when he was Anakin, 5.
Yeah.
And he says, I have a faint memory of a baby who was my little brother, but that's all I have. No, what I'm saying is that Obi-Wan Kenobi, maybe he's from Tatooine, but he just doesn't, remember anything because he was taken away and brought to Coruscant to train with Yoda in the Jedi Temple.
I feel like if that was the case, that might have been brought up in Episode 2.
Attack of the Clones?
Yes.
Or Episode 2 of this show?
Episode 2 of Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Because if you recall, Anakin goes and meets the father.
The Lars.
The Lars.
Mr. Lars. That's what we call him.
And he had no real I feel like if he would have met another fellow Jedi, he probably
Did you know that if Lars Ulrich married into that family, he would be Lars? I just thought of that. Give myself 18 points because if Lars becomes a character in Star Wars on Tatooine, a little fucking
drummer boy,
elfish drummer who's against technology because he hated Napster. So anytime someone tries to send him a fucking hologram for free, he's like, "Oh, dude, come on, man, I need some money. I'm an artist.
I need some credit."
Okay, so you were saying?
I don't know. I feel like
you don't like it. I kind of like it.
It's far more possible, I think, that might be. But at the same time, I feel like he might have brought that up when Anakin and Padme went there. Like, if you see my son, is asked about his son. Because he had to have known that his son was taken away. Because that's
hold on. Obi-Wan Kenobi had no idea that they were going to Tatooine in Attack of the Clones. Now that I think about it, Obi-Wan Kenobi was a prisoner. Remember?
No, I understand that. However, the father, Mr. Lars, could have said, "Do you know my son? My son's a Jedi. Blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
Send my regards to him," or something along those lines.
What if Obi-Wan's not that guy's like natural child or some shit?
Well, then technically him and Anakin are stepbrothers.
Yeah. You're like a brother to me, Anakin. Actually, you are a brother to me, Anakin. I just got the paperwork. Yes. Due to Mr. Lars, we are now brothers, Anakin. Woo! Party!
I feel like if he does have a brother, that might be someone else out there. Because I thought what was really cool about the coolest part of this whole episode is the quote-unquote tomb.
Yeah. I love that part.
And I thought we were going to see a lot more Jedi, and I thought that was going to be... There was going to be more exposition about the quote-unquote tomb. Is it that... Because if it was a trophy case, then they would have taken that Jedi back that they hung in Tatooine.
Do we know for a fact that they're dead? I almost felt like they were suspended in animation. And again, I can believe that the Empire would not always kill Jedi, because when you are super strong with the Force, maybe you can use it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Were they dead in that weird yellow plasma, or were they? I feel like they're just like frozen, but they're still alive.
That might be possible. That it's some kind of suspended animation.
And then you could say, Palpatine going through in the sequel trilogy era was perhaps trying to use some of these Jedi's Force for his Snoke avatars. And then maybe they didn't pan out, and that's when he had to go to Grogu. So I think things are all right about are connecting. And I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is not the exception. I think there's ways that Obi-Wan Kenobi might even be connecting to Mandalorian or the sequel trilogy, in addition to the original and prequel trilogies.
I think that what we're going to see in the next 2 episodes is going to be like... This is where you're going to see the birthplace of the Rebel Alliance. This is when the path becomes the actual, beginnings of the Rebel Alliance.
Fair enough.
I don't know how far Andor is supposed to take place.
Andor could take place in this same time period, the more I'm thinking about it. Because Andor is... Oh, by the way, you messaged me before Yaddle Chattle that you think Mon Mothma might make an appearance tonight on this show?
I think she is.
No, don't forget, she is 100% confirmed to be in Andor.
Well, that's why. Because you need to be able to connect this show to the next show the way they did with Mandalorian.
Then I think you have a point. Because they're absolutely... Cassian Andor, sure. Again, he was about 30, I think, when Rogue One was taking place, so he would simply be 20. You kind of de-ageify Diego Luna a little bit. You're good to go. Or just shave the mustache. He'll look 20 years old.
And this is basically what you're seeing is the beginning of the Rebel Alliance, and how Leia gets involved. Yeah,
and I like it.
Gets involved.
It's cool seeing Bail Organa as still an Imperial senator. And because you think of that part in Episode 4 where they're talking about some shit on the Death Star, and Tarkin's like, "Hey, the Emperor just disbanded the entire Imperial Senate."
Yeah,
So I wonder if Bail Organa was a senator.
Leia
that time
inherited.
Oh, right. Leia is the senator at that point. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so I feel like they're putting all the people together that are going to start the Rebel Alliance, and this is. By Episode 4, they're full-blown galactic civil war.
All right. Well, listen, we have to get out of here. Actually, a quick cage match.
Okay.
The loader droid from parts 3 and now 4, who's quickly becoming... He is becoming one of my favorite droids. He is.
He's awesome.
versus K2SO from Rogue One.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Darth David wins again because this is a tough matchup. I knew it.
So
I said physically, mentally, this is going to be a tough matchup right here. Loader Droid versus K2SO from Rogue One.
I feel like K2SO1 will start complaining about something. And the Loader Droid, while cannot communicate, will communicate its frustration.
Will communicate by bashing his fucking brains in with that wrench
Yeah.
that he had behind his back. I wanted to see that so bad.
I know, that would have been really cool.
They got to make that happen in the season finale. They got to let the Loader Droid unload some stormtroopers, man. I'm not just saying this to do good cop, bad cop. Apparently, we tend to disagree on this, and I'm not setting it up. But K2SO is going to beat the Loader Droid for the simple thing of this. K2SO can also fight hand-to-hand combat. Remember, beat up stormtroopers in Rogue One with his hands. But obviously is like goddamn Stephen Hawking compared to that stupid moron who can't even talk in the Loader Droid. What was his name? Ned B?
Something like that.
Ned? What kind of name is that?
Oh, Ned Stark.
Ned. Anywho. All right, so you got Loader?
Yeah, I got the Loader Droid. I think he's just going to get, like... I could see K2SO, like, boring him to death, maybe. Just by, like, complaining.
That's terrible.
Like an energy vampire.
How dare you?
Okay, so let's finish the show up, right?
The show's over.
Well, yeah, but we have to say thank you, Yaddle.
Okay.
Or shout out to Yaddle.
Listen, Yaddle! Honey! Don't think for a second I don't know that you're the mother of Grogu, baby. That you owe the sweet, sweet molasses pie to Yoda, Daddy. Yaddle, that you go to the top of the mountains and the bottom of the canyon. Yaddle, you make all the rainbows so colorful each and every day. You make the birds sing high to the heavens. Yaddle, baby, we miss you so much. You know, Jared.
Yes, David.
I brought my Yaddle Chattle theory up to esteemed film critic Jermaine Lassier,
G-Baby.
Good friend, and honestly, one of the best film critics and film writers in America. He writes for io9.com. Jermaine Lassier, make sure you look up his stuff because it's the best. I brought up that Yoda and Yaddle are Grogu's parents. He laughed at me. He said, makes no... And then, just like you, he started to do the math in his head, and he goes, oh shit, the math adds up. He tried to point at me that, well, hold on, Grogu was 50. And I said, it would be 50 from episode 1 to The Mandalorian. It's 50 years. Episode 1, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Not yeah, yes.
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 Yes, it is. It's 50 years. It's about 20 years between episodes like 1 and 2. And
no, it's 16. It's like 12 years. It's like, because Anakin's like, what, 5 or 6 in the first one? And then he's supposed to be 16 in the second one.
Exactly. And then about 20.
I'd say Grogu. Well, Grogu was training at the temple during.
Thank you.
During the whole.
Okay, listen, this has gone on for far too long.
Okay.
My point is, the math adds up. So I want to thank Jermaine, baby, for admitting on the Davey Max Sports program that the math adds up. Now listen. This will conclude Yaddle Chattle.
I know, but they need to like and subscribe.
Okay.
On YouTube and wherever you can get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google Play. We're eastsidedavecountry.com. And then also now we have an email address, yaddlechattelepod@gmail.com.
That's it. And we want to thank you. I'm Darth David.
I'm Jedi Jared.
May the Force be with you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.